Are you looking for some decorations or maybe a one-of-a-kind gift made by a local artisan? If so, you need to check out Maker's Mercantile. Let's see what they have. It's all about local.
Well, my name is Jessica Marshall. I am one of the co-owners here at Maker's Mercantile and Sudio in downtown Greeley.
I'm Jen Frayne, and I am one of the co-owners as well, and I am the bookkeeper. We all do different things. The history or the story of Maker's Mercantile and Sudio started with Sally, Deb, and I, because there's 5 of us that own it, but Sally, Deb, and I kind of were getting together and working on what we could do, and then Sally, I think, was looking at this actual space and showed it to Mike, and then Mike wanted in, and then Mike pulled Jess in, so then there's 5 of us, so I kind of consider us like a 5-star. We each have our point. If one of us falls off, we're not going to be shining like we do. But for me personally, I have always wanted to own a store since I was in high school. I never knew what store it would be, but this is surely better than what it was. But we all, Sally, Deb, and Mike, and I all worked at Trinkets and Treasures, and then that's how we met. And then from what I know, Mike knew Jess for years and years, and she did all his marketing materials. Is
As
that
a
correct?
graphic designer, so I have lots of years of graphic design experience and marketing experience. For me, it was an opportunity to jump on board with a team of other creatives. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 15 years, so it was an opportunity to get out and kind of get back into the field. Yeah.
And it's awesome because she does all that for us, because a lot of us are not very good with the Facebook, Instagram, and all that kind of stuff, so it works really well. And we all do our own, I make cards and coasters and magnets, and with rubber stamping. Deb, my co-par, she does all kinds of things from napkinizing to repurposing items. She loves Christmas. She does tons of Christmas ornaments. She did our display windows, which are amazing. And then Sally does macrame, and she napkinizes, and she does cheek paint. And she does painting, and she teaches that. And then Mike does laser cutting and woodwork, and he takes like the old phones and puts light kits in it. He can put a light kit, I think, in anything. And then Jessica does her stuff, and then her kids do things, and I'll let her tell you about that.
So one of my favorite parts of our store is our Young Entrepreneur Shelf, which my kids are lucky enough to participate in too. But it features artists under the age of 18 who have, they've had to figure out their product, stock their shelf, restock their shelf, keep track of their inventory, learn the basics of running their own art business. It's a great opportunity for them to kind of dip their toe in a safe environment. We really try to be supportive of them, help them work through it, and it's a good opportunity to learn.
And then for the rest of the store, we've got over 70 vendors that handcraft everything, or they have some vintage items, and they have their own little mini store within our store. So it's just neat. And then we have the DIY studio in the back where we teach classes as well, which Jess knows more about that, so she can say more on that.
Right, so our DIY creative studio, we're really lucky that many of our artisans that have booths would also like to teach classes. So they're very willing to share their craft and their art with people who are interested in expanding their own creative skill set. So we have everything from watercolor, pottery, ceramics, acrylic painting, soap making, candle pouring. It's a large variety of classes.
Well, we opened June 8th, so we've been open, it'll be 6 months, December 8th, and then we actually won Greeley's Best New Business. We were honorably mentioned for gift shop and for customer service, which for me, the customer service part of it was just a huge honor, because customer service is hard to come by these days.
It's really important to us. We try very hard to have solutions for people and to be welcoming to our store.
And we're trying to learn to remember people. And I know Saturday was a hard day because everybody had their hats and gloves on and stuff, and it was like, have you been here before? But everybody's very accommodating, and I think the customers like to talk to us too. So
I will tell you one of the reasons that I love being here, that is that each one of our vendors, each one of our artisans has their own story. So we have everybody from a former police officer and military member who suffered a TBI, and she uses her art to heal and to also make ends meet, but, express herself and to get through her own situations. We've got teachers, they have booths here that help them get through summer months or, slower times. We've got lots of people who own other businesses but are still looking for their creative outlet, and they want to be able to, have a space to display the other side of their offerings.
We have some retired vendors that like we've got one that sews, and she's always sewed her whole life, and she's retired, so that's what she does. We have another gal that makes soap, and her journey was she was allergic to everything, so she learned that, and her products are amazing. When she started, I don't think that she thought she was going to be selling it later, so.
Right. It's just neat to hear all of their stories. Everybody comes together to create our store, but we're all individuals under one roof, working together to create a space that we couldn't have on our own individually, so.
And then, of course, we haven't talked about food. We have food.
We do have food.
We have salsa matcha, and we have cookies and cupcakes. And then we have an amazing jelly lady, and we got a gal that does honey and pickles. And then we have freeze-dried candy, which everybody seems to love that. Yes. So we make sure to have some food in here, not just for us, but for the customers, because
it's a bonus.
Yes. Well, I personally have been doing my craft for 35 plus years, and it started with someone gave me as a gift a rubber stamp of a cow, because I collected cows at the time, and now I'm probably got thousands of stamps. So that's the start of my journey. I never dreamed that working with cards and paper and all that would be something I would do.
This building housed the original plumber who developed a lot of the systems here in downtown Greeley, and then it was a dry goods store. Most notably, it was Dodd's for a really long time. My dad shopped there. My grandma worked there, so it was kind of fun to tell her we were going to be in this building, and she was like, "Oh, I worked there. That was really neat." That was fun. You can see that the brick on one side is different than the brick on the other because we were placed between two pre-existing buildings.
My aunt from Arizona, she came to visit, and she used to shop Dodd's when she was a little kid. Yeah. She was the only girl in the family, and my grandma drove her from Fort Collins to come over here and get dresses. So she was really excited when she got to come in here and check it out.
It's just a neat building with a lot of history. It's been fun to hear people's stories and to just see people reminiscing about the times that they walked through here for a wedding dress or for, any of the little clothing. Yeah, it's kind of fun.